Okay. This is my response to prompt number 4 for uh, assignment 1A of your Y journal. Growing up, what messages did you receive, implicitly or explicitly, about who succeeds in school? How do those perceptions influence you today? I will say that explicitly, it was a expectation all the time by my mom specifically, but my father as well, my parents, my mom specifically, that I should succeed in school. Uh, and the reason she always gave is because she's a college graduate. So having been raised by a college graduate, I really had no reason to not succeed and therefore be a college graduate when I grew up. Um, Not only that, I was, it was very implicit in school about on the shows I watched, the smart science dudes, the ones with great grades were nerdy guys with glasses and, uh, they were oftentimes white men, which I am both of them. It was also, it was implied in a lot of ways that the wealthy people succeed in school. I remember my dad always used to say how, even if he didn't mean to say this, he never got to go to school. He never got to go to school because his family couldn't afford it. And that was his reality. And so that really put the impression on me from an early age that people without money don't succeed in school. They don't go to school. It's not what they do. Not because they're stupid, but because school costs money. And even if they're not stupid, they're not educated, and therefore they are not as smart. That was a impression that was put upon me from a young age, and I believe that does influence me today. It does. I do think differently about a poor student versus a wealthy student, and while they are both students, even if I have a poorer student and a wealthier student, I may act with more concern for the poor student, even if they are the more natural student. If the wealthy student needs more support, it is more natural to me to feel inclined to support that poor student more on the basis that their family has less money, which might be ridiculous. I think that it has some basis for being realistic, but whatever the case, I would say above and beyond, it was implied to me that people of my standing succeed, and I did not have another choice in it. Now, I never personally felt super pressured by that, but it was implied that I was meant to succeed, and it took me a long time to realize that it really meant for other people that it was implied that they would not. And I do my best not to let that specifically influence me today. I do my best to be as inclusive in my mindset and as open-minded with how I think about students as I can. Um, but I do think that in the back of my mind there is probably still a whisper or an inkling or a nagging that is influencing that I would expect a white straight male student from a wealthy family to succeed in my classroom, and I might not expect another student to. And I do my best not to let those impressions influence me, but I believe that they do, if only in a small way.